Good afternoon to you. We will continue with the Constitution, Indian polity, especially with reference to state legislature. We have seen both the components of legislature. One is assembly, which is mandatory, and another is council, it is optional. Both the organs we have seen. Now today we will compare assembly and council. We will compare assembly and council, and we will compare council and Rajya Sabha, because Rajya Sabha also is called upper chamber, second chamber, etc. These are also called upper chamber, second chamber, etc. So we will compare the roles of Rajya Sabha and the role of Legislative Council. In respect of ordinary bills, first let us come to the ordinary bills. That is non-money bill. As far as constitutional bills are concerned, I have already told you the state legislatures have no role except for ratification. So there is no constitutional amendment bill being initiated in either house of state legislature. That question does not arise. So leaving the constitutional amendment bill, there are only two bills, money bill and non-money bill. Non-money bill is also called ordinary bills. So in respect of ordinary bills, both the assembly and the council enjoy equal powers, except in the case of a dispute over a non-money bill between the council and the assembly, in which case the will of the assembly will prevail over the will of the council. Similarly, in the case of approval of ordinance, the ordinances enjoy equal powers. Ordinances are approved by both the houses of parliament. This is number one. Number two, in respect of appointment of ministers, ministers including chief minister can be chosen from either house of the legislature. Including chief minister, he can be chosen either from the assembly or from the council. Take for instance Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, the chief minister of Maharashtra, he is from council. So there is no bar of chief minister being selected or elected from the council. So the ministers including chief minister can be chosen from either house of the state legislature, even though remember, the council of ministers is collectively responsible only to assembly. So first is non-money bill. Assembly has a slightly an upper hand, because in the case of dispute between the non-money bill between what is known as council and the assembly, the council is slightly subservient, in the sense that if there is a disagreement, the assembly can pass it again. So once it is passed second time, then the will of the assembly will prevail. Ordinances equal. Council of ministers chosen both from assembly and the what is known as council. Nevertheless, the council of ministers is collectively responsible only to assembly. This is okay. Now, in consideration of the reports of the constitutional authorities like CAG, State Public Service Commission, or State Finance Commission, these reports are placed both in the council as well as in the assembly. Both have equal role. Now, assembly enjoys more powers in some cases. What are the powers? Money bill cannot be introduced in the council. Very simple. Money bill cannot be introduced in the council, but only in assembly. This is number one. Number two, the council can delay a money bill only for a maximum period of 14 days, after which the bill is deemed to have been passed by both the houses of state legislature. The council cannot reject a money bill. The council cannot amend a money bill. It can only recommend. And it is up to the assembly to accept the recommendation or not. The power to certify a bill as a money bill rests with the speaker who is heading the assembly, not with the chair. Even in the case of ordinary bills, as I told you, the council can delay for a maximum period of 3 months. Yesterday I told you. In the first instance, for 3 months. Second instance, 1 month. So totally it can delay only for maximum period of 4 months. In the first instance, 3 months, and second time 1 month. Unfortunately, the council is not even a revising house. That is the sadder part. The council can only discuss the budget. It cannot pass the budget. It can neither pass a budget nor it can pass the demand for grants. Council cannot pass no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers. Why? Because the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible only to Assembly, obviously. In fact, even the states have no role. Remember, as far as constitutional amendments are concerned, the state have no role at all. States are having no role in respect of constitutional amendments. Even the states, except in ratifying the constitutional amendment bills which have been passed by both the houses of parliament. In respect of those amendments affecting the federal feature, election of president, composition of union executive, union judiciary, state judiciary, etc., which have been given in Article 368. Only with reference to those, the ratification by the states are necessary. Only those amendment bills which have been passed by both the houses of parliament are referred to the state legislature for ratification. Even in such ratification, the council is subservient to the will of the assembly. In the case of disagreement, let us say, council does not agree with a particular amendment bill which has been passed by both the houses of parliament and referred to the state legislature for its ratification. Assembly agrees. Council disagree. Now, what is to be done? Remember, there is no question of council's will prevailing over the assembly. In that case, what will happen is that ratification will be repassed again, second time. It will be passed by the assembly, in which case it is deemed to have been passed by both the houses of state legislature. So, here also it is subservient. Now, just to compare this with Rajya Sabha, inquisitive sake. If there is a full-fledged question, who knows? The state legislature is hardly touched. Who knows? Your bad time or your good time? If they give you a 15 marks question in this final, then if you have read this, you are lucky. Just to compare the position of council with Rajya Sabha. Once a constitutional amendment bill is defeated in Rajya Sabha, the bill is dead once for all. It cannot be revived unless a new bill is introduced. Example, remember? Panchayat Raj bill, Rajiv Gandhi period. It was defeated by 1 vote. It was defeated by 4 votes in Rajya Sabha. Abolition of privy persons, Mrs. Gandhi's period. It was defeated by 1 vote. That's gone. So they have to reintroduce by Narasimha Rao government in the Panchayat Raj amendment bill. So, as far as Rajya Sabha is concerned, if a constitutional amendment bill is rejected by Rajya Sabha, the bill is dead once for all. There is no provision for joint session to resolve the dispute over the constitutional amendment bills. Remember, very important. Then, most importantly, the very existence of the council is solely on the will of the assembly. What else? The very existence of the council is at the sweet will of the assembly. The assembly can recommend abolition of the council or creation of the council by a special majority. Then send it to the center for making a law by parliament. So, again, the very existence of the council is at the sweet will of the assembly. Now, there is no comparison between Rajya Sabha and council. Why? Because Rajya Sabha is the representative body of the states, which is a mandatory provision for federal constitution. You cannot imagine a federal constitution without the representative body of the states. It is the representative body. All the states represent in what is known as Rajya Sabha. Council is no such thing. Secondly, except 12 members who are nominated by the president, the rest 233 members, out of 250, only 245 is there. Out of 245, 12 members are nominated, 233 members are elected indirectly by the members of the assembly. Members of the assembly, remember, it is not members of the council also, no. Only members of the assembly for election of members of Rajya Sabha by a system of proportional representation by single transferable vote. Whereas on the other hand, the council, it is only represents the various sectional interests. Please note, members of the council have no role in the election of Rajya Sabha members at all. They are not voting. It is only MLAs. It is no MLC. So, in that way, it is lower than the Rajya Sabha. Then, Rajya Sabha is the head. Who is heading the Rajya Sabha? Who is the ex-officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha ex-officio chairman is vice president. And he is the ex-officio chairman. So long he is vice president, he is the chairman Rajya Sabha. I remember to told you. Rajya Sabha chairman is vice president. Understand? Vice president has no salary. Vice president has no salary because he does not perform any. Vice president is neither vice. No. Vice means deputy. Where he is performing the deputy. Deputy to the president, where he is performing. So long he is vice president, he is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. The moment he becomes president, he is not chairman of Rajya Sabha. Then he gets the president's salary, president's immunity, president privileges, president powers, etc. He becomes a full-fledged president. He is not a vice president. Even though vice president is part of union executive. Remember what is union executive? President, vice president, council of ministers and attorney general. Whereas, there is no such comparison to the council. So, vice president is next to the president in the warrant of precedence. And he is a substitute president. His importance in the constitution is as and when the president is absent. Say, unfortunately he died, or he resigns, or he is removed by impeachment. Then in that case, for 6 months, vice president will act as the president. Within 6 months, the election has to be held. And similarly, when the president is absent, he has gone abroad, or he is not well. Remember, I told you there is no machinery in the constitution to identify the absence of the president unless he himself says. Unless the president himself says, I am going abroad, I am not well, I have some other work. Unless he declares himself that he is not available, there is no machinery in the constitution to identify the absence of the president. So in such cases, immediately the Vice President steps in. Only for this purpose, Vice President has been included as part of Union Executive. Remember, he is the ex-officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, but he is not part of Union Legislature. Union Legislature consists of President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Where is Vice President? So it is a very peculiar position for Vice President. So Rajya Sabha is headed by the Vice President of India, who is next to the President. Also remember, in the election of Vice President, the representatives of the states are involved. The representatives of the states. Don't say MLAs are involved. No. Representatives of states. Who are representatives of the states? MP Rajya Sabha. So, members of Rajya Sabha are involved in the election of Vice President, including nominated members. Vice President is a substitute president for all purposes. Vice President is part of executive. Remember, very important point you should remember. Then, except financial powers, Rajya Sabha enjoys equal powers with Lok Sabha, unlike the council, Visabha Assembly. Because there is a provision for joint session of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to resolve the dispute over a non-money bill under Article 108 of the Constitution. But there is no provision of joint session of Assembly and Council in the state legislature. No provision. I told you, second time if it is passed, 3 months you can delay Council. Then if it is sent again and Assembly passes again and send it there. Second time they can delay, the Council can delay for 1 month. So totally 4 months. Fourth month, the end of the fourth month, the bill is deemed to have been passed by both the houses of the state legislature. And most importantly, you will not find this in any of the question, any of the books. Provision of Rajya Sabha is the basic structure. It is the basic structure of the Constitution, which the Supreme Court has declared under Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, 1973, 24th March 1973, Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala. Rajya Sabha is the federal mandatory provision. So it is a basic structure. So no government can abolish the Rajya Sabha, unlike council. In short, the council is kept in a very insignificant, weak, powerless position, and its contribution to the legislative deliberations are too meager to tell. The council is mostly used to accommodate defeated politicians, disgruntled elements, ambitious individuals, persons who have been rejected by the people with no standing in the society. That is the reason why the council is very frequently branded as white elephant, ornamental luxury, etc. Now, we are coming to what is known as privileges of state legislature. Privileges of state legislature. Remember, this topic we have dealt with in a very, very detailed manner when we discussed parliamentary privileges. Parliamentary privileges under Article 105 of the Constitution, we have discussed these things. These are all the special rights, immunities, exemptions extended to the state legislatures, their committees, and their members. This is to secure independence and effectiveness of their functions. Without these immunities, the houses cannot maintain their authority, dignity, and integrity and honesty. These privileges are available not only to the members, but also to those who have the right to participate in the proceedings of the House. Who have the right? Ministers. Even though the minister, the chief minister may be from the council, but he can participate in the discussion both in the council and in the assembly. Of course, he can vote only in the council if he is the member of the council, but he can participate in the discussion. Similarly, if Advocate General is called to interpret a constitutional point, he can participate in the discussion. He cannot vote. Remember, he cannot vote. So, this is another. You should also remember the privileges available to the governor are governed by Article 361. President and governor, the privileges, powers, immunities are governed by Article 361 and not by this article. Even though governor is part of the state legislature, what is composition of state legislature? That is, first of all, you should understand this is number 1, governor, number 2, assembly, number 3, council, wherever there is. So, even though governor is part of state legislature, he does not enjoy the privileges available to the members of the legislature. It is his privileges are different, which is given in Article 361. These privileges of the members of state legislatures can be divided into broadly 3 categories. 1, the privileges available to the institution, that is state legislature as such. Number 2, the privileges available to the committees under the institution. Number 3, the members of the state legislature individually. So, these 3 groups are there, which we will discuss in the next class. Thank you very much. Thank you.